Hello, welcome to Seven Tarot. I'm back again with another pick a card, but more of a pick a card into a channeled message. So I won't be shuffling any cards today. Instead, I'll be channeling messages from your inner child, anything that you need to hear right now. So I really hope that you enjoy that. Thank you to the people who are constantly watching my videos, and if you're new, welcome. I really hope that you enjoy this video enough to stay and consider joining the growing family. So yeah, without wasting any more time, let's get into the reading. I'll meet you at your bow. Hi there, Padawan. Welcome to your reading. You chose the Knight of Wands. And this is your reading with a message from your inner child. And I will not be reading it as in scripting it and then reading it because my handwriting is really not so good. So I will be speaking things out as I just like let them come through. That is just like the best way for me to do it right now since I'm still working on my handwriting while I channel. So I hope that you're comfortable with that. So I'm gonna take a moment and connect, and then you can fast forward to the part where the reading starts, or maybe I'll edit this. But let us tap into your energy, power, and let us see what your inner child has to say to you. I'm hearing a song by Willow Smith. Um, I forgot the title of the song, but it says, "Take the money, take the fame." Okay, I'm forgetting the lyrics. Who are we? What are you? Uh, 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 uh. I'll try and link it when I remember in the description box for you. I'm hearing a lot of Willow Smith songs actually, so you could listen to a lot of Willow Smith songs or like songs related to her genre. She's not even like one dimensional, she's very versatile with her genre, but you could listen to a lot of songs that are just about tapping into yourself and like spiritual songs, that just allow you to just awaken to your truer self, or songs that have a really deep meaning and a message to them. I don't think this was Willow's song. I think this was a cover, and or maybe it was her song. I'm not really sure. And she says, "Daddy," something about you ate my fries and you didn't even care. Um, there's just a lot of Willow coming through. I'm also okay. This is not a Willow song, but she sang it in one of her videos or a cover. It was I na 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 na. I keep that in the air and the shadow. Mm. So a lot of songs are coming through. It could be that music is really important to you, and music could be really important to healing as well. Maybe your inner child wants to listen to a lot more songs that just up the vibration. Or maybe start expressing yourself through music. Maybe you already do. You could also have just a really beautiful, soothing voice as well as what's coming through. I keep drawing circles, so you could be in a place where you feel like you're going in circles and you're just like you're not reaching where you'd like to be, where you want to be. Or you just feel like things have been just like a never ending circle. I just keep going and going and going and going and going. And it's like you keep going backwards is what I'm getting. It's like the circle is not moving in a clockwise, it's more of like an anti-clockwise direction. So it could be that you're in a place where you just feel like you're further from your goals, you're further from where you want to be. You keep moving backwards instead of forward. Or maybe it's something that your inner child would like you to do, to just rewind all the way to the past. And because the song keeps playing in my head. So I don't know, not everyone has those kind of issues with their father or any paternal figure, but um, I'm getting that maybe some of you might want to just like, I'm hearing, and she walks down that Paris rewind to see that one more time. So I feel like going back, and I keep hearing rerun. So you could be in a place where maybe things from the past keep creeping up. Um, you keep, thinking about your past, even if it's not your dad, maybe any kind of like male figure. It could be exes, it could be your brothers, your uncles, and maybe situations in regards to that keep popping up, and things from your childhood keep popping up. These are things that just are coming through so that you can heal them, acknowledge it. If it feels overwhelming, just take a moment to breathe, okay? And we might easily find it suitable to distract ourselves with social media or anything else. But I feel like going back to music to ground you, and again, music that is not a distraction from it should be music that is actually going to allow you to heal whatever keeps creeping up or whatever keeps trying to take you back to the past. um Someone, I don't know, it doesn't have to be everyone, but you could be into the 70s or the 80s era. I don't know, I keep getting a lot of like black and white film popping up. So maybe you're into film as well, watching movies. Or you could be into watching like classical films. That could also be a clue that this is your reading. I'm sorry if I'm breathing really heavy. It's just like my heart is just feeling kind of, I'm feeling pressure a bit, so I'm trying to breathe through it. So yeah, your inner child could be coming through to just let you know that if anything from the past has just been creeping up and it feels as if you're not moving forward, it's just things that need to be acknowledged right now. Things that need to be acknowledged, that needs to be addressed. And it doesn't have to be confrontational, addressing those people, but it could just be looking at it and asking how you felt, maybe journaling about it. It could be a moment from high school that pops up and it's just like, whoa, I feel some type of way about this, I want to cry. Instead of ignoring it, just sitting with yourself and trying to understand why do I feel like crying when I think about this one moment? Why does this person make me cry when I think about them? And it's just like, why don't you cry? Actually, maybe some of you hold back. I'm hearing why don't you cry by Willow. And it's like maybe some of you are holding back from crying and you don't usually cry, or you hold back when you have to cry. Even when you're watching a movie or listening to a song that touches you, you may hold back and just like just like try to keep a brave face. So you could be going through these moments of reflecting and things popping up involuntarily because your inner child just wants to cry it out. And you also need to cry, even if you're crying through laughter, but let those tears flow. There's an energy and that is needed to come out, and the best way it can come out right now for you is what I'm getting is if you cry, because it's like, why are you not crying? Why are you not allowing yourself to cry? Do you feel that if you cried you'd be weak? Do you feel that crying would hold you back and it would mean that you're still stuck on this situation? That is not true. When you cry, you're releasing. So it's actually the opposite of being stuck on a situation. It means you're moving forward. And so when you're holding back all those tears, you are not allowing yourself to move forward. You need to allow yourself, in order to move forward, just allow yourself to cry. Acknowledge those feelings, acknowledge your inner child. Um, Feelings and emotions are the best way to connect to ourselves and to connect with others, to connect to our heart space, to connect to our inner child. So when you block off feelings for whatever reason, you're not allowing yourself to connect, you're not allowing yourself to heal. There's nothing wrong with being strong, but it doesn't make you weak to cry. If anything, if you can allow yourself to cry and still get back up, you're the strongest. Don't be afraid to express those emotions, those feelings. Like it's not stupid. I feel like someone here could feel like it's stupid. Why am I crying over an animation movie? Why should I cry over a song? Why you crying? Because your body, your soul, the cells within you, they resonate with what you're watching, even if it's on a subconscious level. You could be watching an episode on SpongeBob and you could just cry. You could be watching Moana. You could be watching Encanto, and it's just like, well, I don't really resonate with the family that much, and maybe it's not the family, it's not their experience, but it's the message that the movie brings, and that's why you're crying, and your soul recognizes this, and then when you hold back, you're not allowing that. You're not allowing yourself to engage with that message. You're not allowing yourself to engage with that energy, and you're not releasing what needs to be released. So it doesn't have to be with movies. It could also be with just situations in general, like crying because your friend is crying. Yes, it could be because you're a crier. It could be because you're a nice person, but it could also be because on a soul level, on a deeper level, there is an energy that resonates with your inner self, and when you're crying, you are saying, yes, I acknowledge this, and acknowledging it is just like releasing what needs to be released, accepting what needs to be accepted. This is what I'm getting. Why are you not crying? And it's not coming through as like, why are you not crying? It's coming through as more of just like a gentle, why don't you cry? You know? So I maybe you want to listen to the song "Why Don't You Cry" by Willow, or you probably already know the song if you listen to a lot of her songs already. Um, is there anything else from Poems in a Child? Singing. I think singing. I'm also getting singing bowls. Listening, if you don't have singing bowls, listening to some from YouTube, um, or any other platform you can access them to from. But there's something about singing. and sound that plays a role in your healing and that could help you heal. Um, Something about the voice, using your voice, communicating, speaking up about things, even if it's just to yourself. Maybe you work at a you work at a what do you call a convenience store, right? I don't know why I'm getting that as an example. You could be working at a convenience store and or any store that's just like about clientele, and you're already having a bad day, or you could be having a good day, and then someone just like, you know, sometimes it happens. People come in, they're having a bad day, and then they take it out on you, and it shifts your energy. It's okay for you to cry about that. It's okay if you need a moment to go to the bathroom to cry about it. It's okay to speak up to that person and let them know that you can't speak to me that way. And I know that sometimes because of the customer is always right, or um policies within the company, that sometimes you have to ignore what the customer does and be professional. This is why I'm saying that if that's the case, when you get home, just don't let things sit, is what I'm getting. Whether it was a customer who was mean to you or somebody else, or you had a bad day, let the first thing that you do when you find space with yourself to address it. Like, I had a bad day. This was not fair to me. Okay? I don't like how that person treated me. I don't like how this whole week has been horrible. It's okay to acknowledge that, because you're giving your inner child freedom of expression. Children naturally express themselves, except in homes where they're told to shut up. And children will have a bad day and they'll come and they'll tell you they didn't like their day, they don't like this friend, they don't like this person. That is what your inner child is trying to get you to do. To be upfront and honest about your emotions, your feelings, and what comes through with that. Because there's no point in just being like, okay, it's fine, I'm just gonna hold it in, I don't have time for the drama, I don't want drama. It doesn't have to be a situation that leads to drama. This is why you don't have to confront the person. You could just be by yourself and say, I don't like what this person did. Anything else from Powell's inner child? I feel like you're in go mode for some of you, not everyone. With the Knight of Wands here, you're just in go mode. You're ready for life. You're ready to tackle it. But maybe if you're feeling like, you're not moving as fast as you want, life is asking you to sit down. And I'm getting an image of the video that Kaylin, I think that's her name, and her Instagram is Amazed by Kay, and she's sort of like a motivational speaker or something like that. And she posted a video, I think 2 days ago, I'm not sure, and she said, when life taps you and says take a seat, take a seat on that bench, then that's what you do. If life taps you on the shoulder, the universe is like, hey, take a break. You're trying to move forward. You're trying to make those decisions. Every input you're putting in is not leading to what you want. When the universe says take a seat, you do that. And when you're taking that seat, you review your life, is what she said. And I agree with that. Like, there's no point in pushing through things when clearly there's resistance. Maybe you need to take a seat and ask why there's a resistance. Review why there's resistance. If you feel like you're falling back, do you feel like you're falling back because you're comparing yourself to people around you, or because you had certain goals that you wanted to meet? And by doing that, maybe you limited yourself, you limited your own experience, you limited your own human life experience and how the universe works. And so maybe that goal that was supposed to be achieved in 3 months cannot be achieved in 3 months. Not because it's not possible, but because you limited yourself a little bit. You didn't consider everything that will kind of weigh in on that goal and achieving it. I'm gonna make an example with my YouTube channel. I would want to grow a certain number of subscribers by the end of the year. And I've been wanting that for a while now, but it hasn't happened. And it's maybe because I had been comparing myself to other YouTubers on other terror content creators on the platform. I've decided not to worry about that anymore, and it has allowed me to, when I do these readings, to be here, to be present, because I'm not doing it so that I can get a subscribe. I'm not doing it so I can get a like. I'm doing it because I want to. So your motivations behind your decisions and why you're not moving forward could be the reasons why you're not moving forward. It's what is your motivation? What is your intention? It makes me think of a conversation I had. I was sitting at the park and this guy approached me and he was with a friend and they started talking about the Bible. Now, I'm not a Christian, but I was open to the conversation and they knew a friend who was going to church for the wrong reasons. This guy started going to church because he was trying to get a car. He thought that if he went to church and prayed to God, God would bless him with money and he would get a car. And then they were trying to teach him that's not how it works. And I was just there listening. And basically, they were telling him that you can't go to church just because you want a car. Your intentions and your motivations for connecting to Source, for connecting to God, are not pure. They're out of materialistic gain, and basically what they said is that God wouldn't support that. Now obviously you could have your own views on this, but the point here is to look at your motivations behind what you're doing, behind why you want to be in a relationship, why you want to be married, why you want to travel, why you want anything, and why you feel as if it's not coming into place. Because maybe when you look at that, you'll realize that you are the only one who's been holding yourself back, or you haven't been moving backwards. It's just that you haven't been looking at things properly. Anything else for that one? I'm hearing a song by Mary J. Blige, but I can't seem to get the lyrics. Stay out, we're almost till the very the drama will not last forever. Na 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 na. One day you'll look back at this and na 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 na, and it's gonna make you smile. Stay down. Did you know? I think the song is "Stay Down," so there's a need. There's a need, or maybe guidance. Again, depends on how you take this. From your inner child to say where we are, it's not gonna last forever. And one day you're gonna look back on this and you're gonna be like, whoa, I should have just been patient and should have waited. That's how it should have been. I shouldn't have rushed things. Because that's what I'm hearing with the final song that's coming through, Stay Down by Mary J. Blige. I think it's Stay Down. The drama will not last forever, pound one. It won't be this way forever. And you can either be here and present in this moment as your boat rides slowly, alright? It may not be moving fast like the other ones around you, but it's moving and it knows where it's going, and you're safe and you're supported each way. And you don't have to worry about getting new gear to speed up that boat. No, that boat, it knows where it's going, it knows why it's moving slowly. Alright? I don't know, I'm getting an image of the Titanic. Maybe if it moved fast, it would crash. Okay? You would crash if you tried to move too fast with life. So it's like, enjoy the slow ride. Enjoy it. Because there's lessons. And see how I'm no longer going backwards, but there's movement. You may not see it, but it's there. You're moving, Pawan. Just move in the presence, move in presence, and be aware. And cry. Don't be afraid to cry. The drama will not last forever. It's gonna make you smile. That's the song. It's gonna make you smile to think about how you had patience and you persevered and you didn't rush anything. So just be patient with yourself and heal. Okay, you if you don't have friends, if you're not in a relationship, if you're not in whatever goal you want to achieve, maybe it's because you need to heal something now. Because if you took whatever pain you had or you have to whatever destination you're trying to reach, it might destroy that. You know, you need to heal within yourself, heal within your mindset, heal within your beliefs. So that when you obtain that goal, you see how, for instance, people who get fame so quickly and they just they let the life sweep them and they get caught up in everything, and then there's all these issues from their past that they haven't healed and they take that in, and then there's the drugs. And I'm not saying that every celebrity who gets into drugs is because of their past. It could also be the pressure. But again, if you had taken the time to mold yourself to be in a space where you can handle certain pressure and you are able to stand strong, and you wouldn't be so easily tempted to get into drugs or alcohol, any addiction, to deal with the pressure of being famous. So it doesn't have to be that you want to be famous. It could be maybe you want to own a business. It could be you want a relationship. Just healing. This time could be a time of healing. So when all those things come through, you don't have to worry about, oh wait, I still have trust issues. Oh my gosh, and now I'm gonna ruin this relationship, you know? It's gonna be from a place of openness. It's gonna be a place of, I've healed and I'm willing to let this person love me, and we'll see where it goes. I'm not perfect. I have a past that has hurt me, but I'm open to this. Instead of, nah, it's not gonna work like that. You're not just gonna come into my life and I'm gonna let my guard down. Nah. So it could also be about connecting to your feminine energy and just letting go. Anything else for Pawan before we end the reading? Stay down, Pawan. Stay down. Sometimes it's making me think of Black Panther and the cousin. I forgot their names. But the cousin came and challenged him for the throne, right? And he waited to heal properly, and obviously the vibranium, whatnot, it helped. But it's like, stay down and have a plan and have a mission and know how you're gonna go about it before you come back and challenge your opponents, challenge your enemies. And I'm not saying, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying go out and challenge people. I'm saying, if you're feeling down right now, if you're feeling like you're a dead horse just being beaten constantly, stay down. Because if you get up right now and you should try to force things, you're going to just tumble back down. It's going to be worse. So I'm not saying don't go after your goals. I'm not saying don't go after the relationship you want. I'm saying do it with a higher perspective, moving slowly, not rushing things. And just like T'Challa did on um Black Panther, don't rush. He had to be in that snow, and obviously on the movie it moved quicker, but you have to think about how long it could have been that he was buried in that snow. Um Logically, obviously. Um and then obviously he had to heal, and then they had to plan everything out before they came through, and they challenged what's this guy's name, Michael B. Jordan. So before you, maybe it's just a moment of sit back and plan things out. Okay. And if you feel like I have a vision board, that's why I plan things out. Okay, fine. But is there something you're missing? Okay. And if there's nothing, then it just means right now you need to rest and recuperate. You need to heal, and you need to wait for that opportunity, wait for the moment. Because when it comes, it's going to come, it's going to come big. Because I'm hearing Moment for Life by Nicki Minaj. So when it comes, it's going to come big, and you need to be ready for it. And this is why right now you need to take time to just, okay? And my heart is no longer, I don't feel pressured no more. So just take it easy on yourself. Breathe, communicate, sing, and rest. And plan with caution not paranoia. No, I'm not saying be paranoid and be like, oh, if this doesn't work out, nah. Breathe, child, breathe. Okay? I don't know why I said child. So maybe some of you, okay, it could be an inner child, but like your spirit guides could call you child, when they talk to you. Anything else? All right. Okay, Palin. This is where I leave you, Palin. This was your reading. It wasn't much. This is what I got. This is an image of what your inner child was bringing to me. And I hope that this reading helped a lot. And thank you for watching. Till I see you in a different one. Bye. Hi there, pal 2. Welcome to your reading. You chose the Sun card. And just like I did with pile 1, I will just speak through as I write, because whenever I try to write sentences, they don't make sense to me because my writing gets all jumbled up, and so I'll speak as the messages come through. So let's get into your reading. Messages from your inner child. I'm getting an image of like mushrooms. So I don't know if someone, I don't know if you guys like, edibles, or somebody likes mushrooms, or you eat a lot of mushrooms, or something about mushrooms that you may like. I'm also hearing a song by Ed Sheeran, Castle on the Hill, so that could be specific for somebody. It could be a song that reminds you of a childhood, and maybe it's like the perfect song when you think about your childhood. I'm also getting an image of horses. So maybe you used to ride horses, or you still do as a kid. You could have loved or enjoyed riding horses, or you grew up on a farm. I don't know why I'm getting an image of Durango, the animation with Johnny Depp. Maybe it could be specific for somebody. You'll know. Maybe, I don't know. You could, because I'm getting an image of the part where he's knocked out of the car, and so I don't know if you have. Was he a lizard, or I think he was a lizard, or some kind of, yeah, he was a lizard, and you could have a lizard as a pet, or you could feel like Durango. You feel like life has knocked you out of what felt like home, or what was home, or what was known to you. I'm also getting an image of Nemo. Was it Nemo when he ended up at the dentist and they were trying to, I think it was Nemo, and that kid with the braces was getting his braces out, and Nemo was stuck in a fish tank. So I don't know if this is just about like describing your favorite childhood movies, or someone has a pet fish, or maybe you could just feel lost like Durango when he was knocked out, or Nemo when he lost his dad. You could feel just like knocked out of what you know. to be true, what you know to be you. You could be going through that right now, just like figuring out. Cause yeah, it has to be that. Cause you remember Ratatouille and Remy got separated from his family, so it could be that you okay, you could be separated from your family somehow. Um, whether this was because you had to travel, because you had to move out, or there's some kind of having to separate for a little bit, journeying to find yourself. So this, it doesn't have to be this is what you're doing. It could be just what's coming through from your inner child. You need to create your own path because Nemo was so curious about, the world out there, and his dad was always telling him, "Don't go." Ratatouille wanted to cook, and his dad wasn't about that life. He hated humans. I mean, Remy, not Ratatouille. Remy's father hated humans. And what was the other movie? Durango wanted to create movies, films. He was in his own mind a star, and it ended up that his own life became like a film, and he had to act everything out, and he had to act out to be this hero, and in the end he became that hero for himself. So you could be in that space where you're trying to find yourself and you're journeying, into self-discovery, or your inner child could be asking you to do that, to find your own path and to stop listening to the people around you. Just let your own intuition guide you. Let what feels right and connects to your heart guide you. I'm also getting a scene from Nope, you know, the movie with I forgot that guy's name. He's so handsome, but he had Kiki Palmer in it. Um, I'm getting the scene where they're trying to battle this UFO, right? And it's just like it's open and it looks like pyrotechnics or whatever. Not pyrotechnics. Oh my god, I don't know the technical name for it, but that's what I'm getting. It's like from what I've read and what came through from the movie. Nope, it could be just a message that is coming through for someone that don't be pressured and don't fall for the society's stigma of what is right and what is popular and what is just. Don't want to be a lawyer because being a lawyer is just like society's way of like, you're a good citizen if you're a lawyer, or you're a good human being, you actually putting effort and you're working hard and you deserve your dues, and if you're some kind of artist who barely makes money, or you don't make money as much as lawyers, then you're insignificant. Don't be swayed by the um things of the world. Don't be swayed by the fancy cars. Don't be swayed by what society says is right, because society knows nothing. We're all evolving each day, and sometimes you could believe in something and you wake up the next morning and you realize it wasn't true. It happens all the time. You know, people fall in love with celebrities and then they worship them, and then they find out really bad stuff about them and they drop them. So I don't know if you really want to live that kind of life where society itself doesn't know what it's doing. Nobody knows what they're doing. Even if you're at 50, you're still trying to figure things out because you're always evolving and growing. So don't allow people who are still trying to figure things out themselves to dictate for you the kind of life that you want to live, because you're just going to end up like them, if not worse, lost. you know and like I said, we're always ever evolving, and we're never truly lost because we're always trying to figure things out, and we're always on the right path. It's just a moment of tuning in. So I feel like this is where you could be in a place where you're trying to find yourself, or you already know who you are, but it's like, my dad wants me to be a lawyer, and it's in the family. Everyone is a doctor. I I don't know. I grew up. I wanted to be a police officer, but now I know I have a passion for the arts. I know I have the passion for theater. I have a passion for. I don't know why all these creative like jobs are coming through. It could be the opposite way. It doesn't have to be, but it could be that whatever you're trying to pursue, It doesn't have to be about career. It could be even relationships. Maybe you don't want to get married. You don't want to have kids. Whatever you're trying to pursue could be different from the norm of society. It could be different from what families try to um, esteem you to be. So it could be that maybe you don't want to get married, you don't want to have kids, you don't want to be a doctor, you want to be an artist, or maybe you grew up in a home of artists, but you don't want that. You know, it feels like you want to break free from something that you already know because you want to journey to something new, and this is what your inner child is wanting as well. So if you've been feeling this way, this is confirmation that journey for whatever it is that is new and is calling out to you. Don't be worried about what don't even think about obstacles. Don't even worry about that. I'm not saying um be naive, obviously be realistic. Where are you in your life right now and how can you create this journey for yourself? You know? I can't really make examples because it could be different for everyone, but okay, here's an example. You want to be an actress and maybe you don't have support. So it's being realistic. Maybe I have to save up some money so I can move. Maybe it's Hollywood you want to go, maybe it's not even Hollywood, wherever, whatever career. Or maybe you want to travel, that's what you want to do. You don't want to, maybe the kind of job or job, because I wouldn't consider traveling, a job, because I feel like people who travel for a living are very lucky. So maybe that's the kind of industry you want to go into, travel and tourism, but your parents are just like, no, you need to be a lawyer. Or maybe not your parents, but the people around you, they want more steadfast income, but you want the experience. You want to travel, you want to meet new people, you want culture. And so it's like, how am I gonna get there? Because maybe you're stuck in a degree you don't like. I think it's pretty obvious. You gotta let it go. But obviously this is about you, your decision. But if it is not speaking to your heart, you don't sit around nursing something, because I'm not here to influence you in any way. Again, let this be just it's just coming through, but you make up your own mind. If you're not happy where you are, you don't have to stay there. And if you're thinking it's impossible, I can't get out, I'm too young, I don't have the finances, I'm still building myself up, then be open to possibilities, be open to find ways, man. You can always find ways, you know maybe you want to travel, but you don't have the money, so you get into travel and tourism, and then bam, you get paid to travel, you know or you want to be a singer, and for now it's not working out, you could start on YouTube, you could meet new people, and you could start a group. It doesn't have to be a situation about finances, you don't have to worry about money. You could even be around people that just support what you do. That is all you need sometimes. And I don't want to make too many examples because I don't want to go off path, but I feel like there's always a solution if you think from a high perspective. Think about how to get from one place to another. There are stories, a lot of stories, about how most of the celebrities made it in Hollywood. You know, they grew up in backgrounds that weren't that great. Or even let's get out of the Hollywood. Let's just talk about someone who could have grown up in a place where there was abuse, and somehow they made it. They moved to a different town, they got a job at a cafe, they saved up enough money, they were able to now pursue what they truly wanted. Sometimes you take these small steps to get to the big part. Durango, he didn't become what he was, that hero, just like that. He had to fake it till he make it. And there were people at the, I forgot the names, but there were people there, the other animals, who were not happy with how he was just like doing well, and they exposed him. And by exposing him, if anything, it brought out the true hero in him. He was a hero the entire time, but he didn't believe it. I don't know if I'm making sense, but it's don't let people dictate is what's coming through. Live your life the way you want to. And you're gonna people who are gonna be mad about it, who are gonna try to put obstacles in your path, but you're gonna find your way home like Nemo. All right. That's just what's coming through. Your inner child is asking you to follow your passions, whatever is calling out to you. And we have the sun card here. Where? We have the sun card here. This is also making me think that this could be a creative project. It could be because the sun is about creativeness and but it's also about leadership. So it could also be taking charge to create that for yourself, inspiring others, taking inspiration from your surroundings and creating something. The sun is also about, makes me think of the solar plexus. So you could be in a place where you are unsure of your life, or maybe you are sure, it's just that you don't know how to make the way. You create the way. Find a way that is practical enough for you without thinking about the obstacles. I don't know why I keep thinking about, those movies you watch about celebrities on the come up? It could be a documentary or it could be just a movie. And they always just run away from home and move to a new town, and then they get in a little small apartment, and life is not that great for a while. Or you could be a struggling artist. I'm really thinking about love, really. And you could be a struggling artist and you feel like things are not going to work out. You follow your passion and be passionate about it and don't let anyone take you away from it. It's going to work out for you, because I'm really thinking about Durango and how in the end Nemo, Remy from Ratatouille, everything works out in the end. There are obstacles and challenges, but if you really think about it, Remy didn't see anything as an obstacle. You know, um, losing his parents was sad. All right, separating from his family is what I meant. It was sad, but then he kept moving. He kept going. That's what I'm getting. Maybe you have to separate yourself from certain people right now who are just not supporting you, and it's gonna hurt. But you gotta keep going, Remy. You gotta keep going, and who knows? You're gonna end up being a chef. Maybe some of you want to be chefs because Remy was a chef. And in the end, you saw how the restaurant got shut down, but that didn't stop them. They opened another one. You see, this is what I'm talking about. No matter the obstacles that come through, you'll find a way. You'll find a way. This is what your inner child is trying to bring out of you. You'll find a way. It will come to you. Just listen to your inner guidance and block out all this rah-rah noise that's trying to tell you that you can't do it and that it's not enough money, you're not going to survive, you're not going to make it. Nah, don't listen to all of that. If your soul is calling you, if something speaks to your heart and speaks to your soul, you follow that. And not naively, obviously. Always think things through before you make a decision. I'm not saying get on a bus. Do you have a plan when you get on a bus? Start planning things out is what's coming through. So this is what I'm getting for you. Is there anything else for Pal to express yourself? I'm hearing Erica Badu's song On and On. So that could be for somebody specific. I'm hearing, if you're made in his image, then call us by his name. The fair is just the same. Okay, so part 2. This was your reading. And thank you for allowing me to channel for you. And so I really hope you make decisions that are for your greatest good. And you don't have to just listen to me, but you could listen to your inner guidance. That sun energy, that creative passion, that drive, and just go for it. So this is what your message from your inner child looks like. Look at how we started all, it's so centered and so dark, and then it's just like, so everything could look very cluttered right now, but it's gonna even out for you. So even if you haven't watched the movies, maybe you want to check them out and you kind of will understand the message and the whole point of this reading for you. But thank you for watching. Till I see you in a different one. Bye. Hi there, Pathri. Welcome to your reading. You chose the Empress card. So I keep telling the other piles that I will not be just writing everything out then reading it out. But it happens that I don't even write any sentences so far. but maybe this reading will be different. But you should know that I speak as I write, because my writing is really funny, little funny when I, you know, when I'm channeling. So let's go. Pile 3. I'm getting an image of a giraffe. So a giraffe could be somebody's favorite animal, or you could enjoy being around animals and traveling, or you could live in an area where that allows you to be in a space where it feels like you would be traveling, or basically it's an area where there's just a lot to do. You could go to the zoo, you could go to the beach, you could go to the lodge. You could live in that kind of area where there's just, it could be a tourist attraction area basically, where there's always something to do, and you could be the type of person who's always doing something, or you love to travel. I'm also getting an image of a waterfall. I'm getting an image of camping, people driving to road trips, road trips, taking road trips. Um, Messages for pile 3, family, inner child, please. You could also ride those doom buggies. No, not doom buggies. There those bikes that you could ride on the desert. I forgot what they called. The four-wheeled bikes. You know, you could be an adrenaline junkie. You could enjoy just doing things that are out of this world. Um, that seem like something that other people wouldn't do because it's too scary. Bungee jumping, um, paragliding, or maybe you're craving this. So again, this could be where you are, or what you want, or what your inner child is remembering or trying to express. It could be expressing, and I'm getting an image of water. Water could be very healing for you. You could enjoy swimming or being around water as well, because I keep getting waterfalls and now I'm getting lakes and stuff like that. So, and I didn't mention the beach. So your inner child could want to travel, okay? And it could be something that you enjoy to do, and it could be asking you to do more of that. And like I said, maybe you already live in an area where you could do things that just, adventurous basically. And if you're not, your inner child is just calling and wanting some adventure. Do something bold for once is what I'm getting. Like I keep getting an image. Personally, I don't know, I'm too scared of heights. I could never jump out of a plane, but I'm getting that. I'm getting that would spark something out of you, or it already does, because maybe you do this. And so if you already do this, your inner child is saying thank you. Thank you for being fearless. Thank you for being bold. And thank you for doing all those things and expressing that way and not being afraid. Thank you for taking me out. Even if it was a theme park, thank you for taking me out there. And if you don't really do these things, your inner child could be asking you to step out of your comfort zone. It doesn't have to be with these adventures, it could be general in life. Step out of your comfort zone, do something different for once. Do something new. Stop hanging out at the same park. Maybe try and find a new destination to hang out. Um, Obviously be safe about things, but your inner child could be looking and wanting to branch out and try something new. Something, because you remember what it was like when you found your favorite spot. It was amazing. But now you're used to it. It still brings those amazing feelings, but imagine what it would be like to find another favorite spot. Imagine what it would be like to try a new um thrilling activity. And don't ever do things that would put you in danger just because of this reading. Please, disclaimer, only do things that, again, don't surpass your boundaries. Okay, push your limits, but don't surpass your boundaries, because you know what you can handle and what you can't handle. So I'm not saying now go rock climbing when you know that you're scared of heights and you're not even experienced with that. It could be indoor. Is it still called rock climbing? But indoor rock climbing, you're safer that way. There are people around you. You're doing something that's pushing you out of your comfort zone. All right. I'm also getting an image of the indoor, I don't know what it's called. it you get into this little shuttle thing, and then the air blows you up and it feels like you would be skydiving. All right, so you don't have to actually be out there jumping out of a plane. Just do something that's going to make your heart beat, you know. um that's what your inner child is coming through. And if you already do that, it's like thank you. But I'm getting an image of like being out in nature as well, because I'm getting a lot of forest trees. Maybe some of you have a cabin somewhere, and or maybe this is just like getting a cabin and just going away for a while and being in nature. Because yeah, I'm getting an image of a secluded like home cabin type place in the forest. Some of you could fish. I'm just like getting adventure. What's it called when you skate down the mountain? Ice. So your inner child is just coming through simply asking for adventure, and if you're already an adventurous person, it's like thank you for that. You know, um, get out of your comfort zone. If you're not into those type of activities, it could be just get out of your comfort zone. What are you afraid of doing but you want to do? You know, get out of that comfort zone. Do something outside of the box. Don't limit yourself. Get out of the box. Or even if it is just doing something differently. Maybe when you take a jog, you're always jogging down the same old street, same old lane. Try a different path. A one that's familiar to you as well, but it's different. So you're safe still, Jog with somebody else if you're always jogging on your own. Add a little bit of excitement is what it's coming through. I'm getting an image of a train. Have you ever been on a train? If not, maybe that would be exciting. Maybe. Maybe someone does trains. I don't know why I'm getting an image of a train. And it's just like moving through the tunnel. Traveling maybe by train. It's like do something different. So if you're not comfortable with the paragliding, the parasailing, that's fine. Do something different. It may feel good to you to always get that muffin at the same corner shop, but oh my gosh, it's the same people that you're gonna bump into. Same people that are gonna offer their services. How about we try a different place, okay? Let's meet new people, because who knows who we could bump into? We could make new friends, you know. Let's go to a different grocery store for once, you know. Um, Obviously again boundaries. If you know that the grocery store that's closest to you is best because it saves a lot for your car or whatever, but don't be afraid to get out of your comfort zone for minor things. I'm so used to hanging out at this park, but maybe lately you don't feel so rejuvenated by it. You don't feel so good being there because you're used to it. Your energy has already, it's there. You've already assimilated into that area. So maybe now it's time to go and print on a different space, or even have the energy of the different people you could meet imprint on you, bring about different. Maybe you could meet someone different and have a different conversation, and you could start looking at life differently. It takes these little decisions, right? It takes these little decisions that we make that could change our lives forever. You could literally run into someone at a new grocery store and have a conversation that will have you, whoa, okay? And next thing, you're living your life differently because of that one conversation, because you went to that grocery store. I'm hearing a song by Blackstreet Boys. Um, what if I never? What's the song? What if I never smiled at you and you know? Oh, what if I never asked for your name and time hadn't stopped when you said it to me? Um, out of all the nights, I could have been anywhere, but I'm here, and this is how I met you. You could meet the love of your life, and obviously, it's just an example because of the song that's coming through. I'm not saying you're gonna meet the love of your life there. I'm just saying you don't know who you're gonna meet. You don't know what opportunities are gonna bring once you step out of your comfort zone. You know, taking a new route to work, as long as it still gets you there, on time. Maybe some of you are runners, because I still get this image of somebody riding and jogging. Maybe start running. Maybe you don't run. Maybe you don't run in the mornings and you do other types of exercise. Maybe running is good for you, for your body, and you should try that out. Trying something new, that's what's coming through. So whatever it is that you've been wanting to try, whatever it is that you've been scared to try because, oh my gosh, I don't want to look stupid doing it. Oh my gosh, I don't want to, I don't want to die. No, don't think about all those limitations. Don't think about those negatives. Think about what could come from it positively. You know, be careful, obviously, of your decisions. Discernment, practice discernment, and um, yeah, be sure of the places that you're around. Be safe, obviously, but don't limit yourself. I only have two friends. What would it be like to have three? What would it be like to have four? Or maybe you just like your own space and you don't like people, but maybe it's time you connected with people. You don't have to make them your friends, they don't have to be an everyday part of your life, but you connect with people. Your inner child, children are very bubbly and they like to make friends, and so when you seclude yourself, you're suppressing your inner child's expression and how she or he or they or ze could possibly express themselves around people you don't know, because you're always just isolating yourself from people. You don't want to be friends with anyone, you don't want to meet anyone, you've been hurt too much. All right, maybe heal that, but don't be afraid to let people in. Don't be afraid to at least connect with people. Don't be afraid to at least ask that cashier how their day is going, because it could lead to a nice conversation while your groceries are being packed up. It doesn't have to be, oh, I'm just gonna go out there and bring all these people into my life. It could just be a simple hello to your neighbor while you're jogging, and who knows, you allowing your inner child expression. Okay, you're allowing them to speak, you're allowing them to make friends, you're allowing them to be social, because humans are social creatures. And when you isolate yourself, it can get depressing sometimes. Yes, we want to keep safe and I don't want anyone hurting me, but when you do it so much, it can be lonely to the point of depression. And you could think it's other factors, but it could just be if you went outside and you had a conversation with someone, you could be better. And again, I'm not taking depression as a light situation. So if you are going through depression, don't now think that going out with someone will make your life better. I'm just saying that involving people into your space, they don't have to be there forever, is a great way to allow your inner child to express themselves. All right. Um, Children could be naturally drawn to you as well. You could have a very nice feminine energy about you. Doesn't have to be that you are a female. You could just be feminine and nurturing, and maybe you're very careful with your energy because of how feminine and kind and just you are, and so you just don't let anybody in your space. um but it's this, maybe people are actually drawn to you. It's this energy that you have and you carry within you that brings people in, and even when you shut them out, it's like, oh, you can just, people want to be around you, so people want to be around you for a reason. And I'm not saying now don't have boundaries, don't have your time alone, but people want to be around you for a reason. Your inner child, your souls recognize one another, energy recognize one another. There could be an interaction you could have with this person or that person that you meet at the grocery store or while jogging that could bring something out of you or bring something out of them. And so you're not allowing yourself to fully experience what it is to be a human, what it is to be who you are, because you're limiting yourself. You're never going to know who you truly are unless you're out there in the world, because when you isolate yourself, there's only so much that happens, and there's only so much growth that happens. And so, yeah, I respect your boundaries, respect your space, but don't be afraid to connect with other people. Don't be afraid to just take a walk and just say hi to the neighbors. You know, if you don't like your neighbors, it doesn't have to be your neighbors. But there's just like connecting. There's an energy of just wanting to connect with people that's coming through from your inner child, part 3. Is there anything else for part 3? Yeah, I keep hearing that song by Blackstreet Boys. What's a girl like you doing in a place like this? So you don't know who you could meet. You don't know what opportunities you could open for yourself, what doors you could open just by getting out of the house, just by getting out of your comfort zone, just by trying out that new project, new thing. Or maybe you could be artistic and creative with the Empress energy, and maybe you usually work on your own. Collaborating, you don't know what that could do. You don't know what doors that could open. You don't know how many other people you could help. It's not only about what they can do for you, but you don't know how many people you could help. You know, you don't know how many lives you could change. So power 3. This was your reading. Thank you for watching, and this is what your channeled message looks like. Thank you for watching, by the way. Until I see a different one, bye. Hello, powerful. Welcome to your reading. You chose the 9 of Pentacles and the 7 of Swords. For whatever reason, your cards wanted to come out in twos, because I shuffled 3 times, and each time the cards just came out in twos. So I took it as it was on my third and last try. So you got the 9 of Pentacles with the 7 of Swords. And I am gonna get started with your message from your inner child, and I will be speaking as I write it out. Or if it doesn't come through your sentences, I'll just speak it. So that it wastes less time and less camera editing. But anyway, that's not what you're here for, alright? Divine Spirit, guys, please tap me into Pile 4's energy, please. And messages from the inner child. Alright, someone here could have a black cat, or black cats are drawn to you, or you dream about black cats, or the goddess Bast watches over you. Obviously, take it as it resonates. Okay, good. So I'm getting an image of a black cat. That also makes me think of feminine energy. So you could be in your feminine energy or naturally feminine, move feminine. But it's making me think dark feminine. Because now I'm also getting Sekhmet. So wow, you could be connected to ancient Egypt. Okay. I'm gonna say Kemetic times. You could be connected to that, and Sekhmet is coming to. So you could have a lot of not a lot. You could have these goddesses. Watch. Ooh, okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting an image of pharaohs now. And I'm hearing Ramesses II. Okay, so you could either be into Egyptian mythology or Egyptian history, or you have had a past life, okay, in Egypt. I'm getting Kemetic times. Okay, so that had to come through for whatever reason. I'm also hearing the Nile River, getting images of a pyramid. Okay, so what's coming through, even in your ancestry, obviously. Okay, let me not be that crass, I'm sorry. But even in your ancestry, you could have strong ancestors from ancient Egypt, Kemetic, right, that watch over you and guide you. There's something about tapping back into your roots. Now, obviously, in this life, maybe you are Egyptian or have those connections, grandfather, I don't know. But there's something about tapping into your roots. And this, I'm going to be very, very careful with this. This is not to say go travel to Egypt and learn about all of that, because in this life you could be in a different culture. And there's something about being rooted not only in that culture but in yourself, because I'm thinking about ancient times and the knowledge and the wisdom that comes with that. So tapping into your all right, tapping into your ancient, maybe for some of you, if you're into that, getting into Akashic records. But there's just a lot of energy about Egypt coming through and tapping into, because they were so knowledgeable, so wise, and so far ahead for their time. And what's coming through is you need to tap into that. Your inner child is coming through and saying, oh, you are more wiser than you think. You know more than you think you know. You just need to tap in. So, however that resonates for you, this could be meditation, this could be past life regressions, this could be Akashic. Please be careful with this information. If it does not resonate with your soul, please let it go. All right. Um, the goddess Osset could watch over you. Osiris. Um, you could actually work with Osset if you are that into. So there's just something about going back to the past to understand who you are right now, tapping back into your roots. Again, this does not mean travel to Egypt. Oh, sorry. This does not mean travel to Egypt or go vacation there. It could mean for some of you, if you can afford that, maybe something will be sparked. Ra is also coming through. Um, but it could be that, okay? It could be going back to yourself, finding who you are. So you don't have to take it literally as I'm gonna go find my ancestors from Egypt and I'm gonna connect to that. It could be that for some of you if you feel called to, but for others, it's just tapping into who you are and the knowledge and wisdom that you naturally carry within you because of your past life experiences. So it could be in relation to anything in your life, but I feel like it's spiritual knowledge. If I feel like it's knowledge that can help you and the people around you. What was that guy, Matthias Stefano? I think he was able to remember the times of Atlantis, right? I'm not saying that you're gonna have those moments. I'm saying that you have the ability to tap into that if you wanted to. If you wanted to know what it was like in ancient times, you know that because you've been there and you can tap into that. So maybe some of you are, like I said, into Egyptian mythology or Egyptian history. Maybe you're travelers and Egypt is your favorite place. Or again, like I said, you have ancestors, okay, that watch over you, who would like you to connect to your roots. Your roots doesn't have to be practicing Kemetic practices or whatnot. It could be tapping into who you are with the wisdom and the knowledge that you have and using it to guide. So I don't know what example I could use. Maybe if you had a past life regression, maybe if you meditated on things will be revealed to you. You know how sometimes some people are born naturally, just you know how to read tarot cards, you know how to you can see the dead, it's just naturally. And sometimes some people they have this but they need to perfect this by practicing. So what I'm getting is powerful. It's like spiritual knowledge, ancient knowledge that you have that could be used to help you or the people around you. So whether you are a tarot reader, for example, you could tap into that knowledge that could help people. Now, this could be in different ways. You could maybe you have, like I said, Bast and Sekhmet and all the other gods and goddesses coming through. You have access to connecting to them and delivering messages. You could be a channeler as well, because I'm getting an image of Will Caminada. Um, you could be a channeler and actually channel words of wisdom and guidance to the collective or to whoever you meant to um, recite that message to. So that's just an example of what it means to connect back to your root. It means connecting to what you know because you've been there, what you know because it's innately in you, and using that to either better yourself or others. So maybe some of you you have been ungrounded lately, and if you haven't been ungrounded, it's about, again, just ground, tap into your roots, get into that. Get You've been drawn to something. If you've been drawn to sacred geometry, if you've been drawn to anything, I feel like it's spiritual, but it could be anything. Because even expressing creatively, being an artist, it's all spiritual experiences, right? So you could be drawn to doing something. You could be drawn to being a tarot reader, a channeler, an artist, a painter. You have this senseless drive because you've done it before, because you could do it better this time, because you have a message to give. You have a voice, and you're gonna use your voice. Um, for the greater good. So if you're a painter, maybe it's like, those paintings from back in the day that have all this like secret knowledge, and if you look into it closer, like, there's something there. You have a message within your paintings. Your tarot readings are very filled with knowledge and message and guidance for people. You could even tap into herbalistic practices. Maybe you into Reiki, maybe you into working with herbs. You have that within you. And if you go back to your roots, basically by I'm really sorry, guys. I'm getting too excited. I need to ground myself. So maybe you guys aren't grounded, because these things could come naturally to you. You could be a natural tarot reader. You naturally know how to work with plants and herbs and medicine to heal. But maybe lately your energy has been all over the place. You're not quite in alignment. And what is being asked of you is to come back and ground. Because you'll find when you're grounded and you're connected to self and you're centered and you're disciplined within your practices, you're disciplined with your meditations or your yoga, whatever it is that you're doing, and you are healthy with your body, and you're careful with what you're eating, you're careful with who you're spending around time with, basically in relation to who you are. So I'm not saying like don't be a meat eater or whatever, because some people, that's just how their bodies were meant to adapt here on earth. All right. But however it relates for you as a spiritual person, as the person that you are, okay, as the being that you are here on earth, however it relates for you to be clean, within your mind, clean within your space, your aura, your field, the people around you, are the people around you grounding you, or are they causing this, ungroundedness, the shakiness? um is a call to come back to your roots and ground, maybe even your root chakra, working on that, um or your lower level, but it's like I feel like you already have the ability to tap into ancient wisdom and knowledge. Oh, I'm getting Pumapunku, I'm getting the Easter Islands. You've been places, you know things, you've lived lives, and this knowledge, you could educate people on it, whether it's on YouTube or you could write a book. And I'm not trying to gas you up or anything, because obviously this path is going to be different for everyone. So maybe you're meant to write a book on what you remember, on what you know. Maybe you're meant to speak about this. Maybe you're meant to tell people about things. Maybe you're meant to deliver messages like Barbara. You know, you. This is what I'm getting. Like spiritually connected to, so like you're connected. You know, and I feel like most of it is in Egypt, but now I just got Easter Island and Puma coming through. So you could have just lived different lives, but you have a strong connection to Egypt. And if you learned about Egypt, if you know how things come back to us as we learn about them. So if you opened a book and learned about Egypt and you read a few things and you did your research, naturally things would come back to you. Even in your dreams, things will start making sense whenever you dream about Egypt. Like maybe you have dreams about Egypt, but just like, it's just a dream. It's nothing. It could be a regression. It could be um a memory. It could be a message, but you don't understand because you think it's just a dream. But I'm letting you know right now that you're quite connected. Okay, and you could use that for the greater good. You could use that to help people know things. All right. Spread awareness. You could be a channeler. All right. You have the potential, if you want to connect with God and Goddess. I'm getting Bast. Bast could watch over you really well, and you could deliver messages. But that's gonna resonate for you how you feel and how you know. But I'm getting goosebumps. So I don't know, I'm so excited for you. So this could be something that you already know, or something your inner child is making you aware of. If you've been getting some kind of itch, some kind of inkling that I want to start doing this type of thing. I want to start this spiritual practice. I want to learn how to be a channeler. I want to work on automatic writing. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to. It's because your soul is calling you to something that you should be doing. I'm not saying this is what you should be doing with your life, but it's just a part of your journey here. If you choose to take it, If you choose to believe me, if you choose to, I thought, discernment. But that's what I'm getting. Your inner child is like, hey, you know so much. I'm getting an image of an owl. You're wise. You could have grown up and people were like, you're so wise, but you were like 7 years old. You know, you know so much. The way you look at the world is so different, but you're literally like 7 years old. And the things that you say, the way you speak, even how you speak to people, the energy, the vibration, and how it impacts them is so powerful. So you have that. You have that potential. Powerful. Is there anything else for powerful? Wow, you have so much wisdom within you. Um, and it doesn't have to be, like I said, specifically with Egypt. It could be tapping within yourself and accessing knowledge within yourself that ends up inspiring you to write a book. It could be a book on fiction. It could be a non-fictional book. Maybe some of you are writers. And I'm telling you that right now, your inspiration could lie in a lot of things that are spiritual. It could be spiritual practices from ancient Egypt, or it could come from just like accessing your past life, you know, Akashic records, but it doesn't have to be there. But you can simply just meditate and set that intention, and you could naturally do that as well, you know. I don't know, maybe I'm just telling you what you already know, but your inspiration it comes from, if you're a writer, especially if your stories, it comes from woo. It's not coming from just like your experiences, it's coming from just you're channeling. All right, just as like everyone is channeling, even when you're an artist, you're channeling, all that divine guidance, all that divine lyrics, all those words, it's coming from a higher place. And I'm telling you that, um if you didn't know, this was one of the places that it was coming from. Not for all of you, it doesn't have to be that all of you, um are governed by these gods or goddesses, but it could just be your ancient connections to Egypt. um is there anything else for Pal 4? Yeah, I feel like you are meant to you know how people, when you read the Bible, each person has their own perspective. And I feel like you have a perspective on something that people need to hear about. So it could either be on the Bible, it could be on the Kabbalah, it could be on in ancient Egypt itself. Maybe if you look back and you've done your research, something won't feel right for you, and you'll just know what this actually meant, you know? Um and it just doesn't have to be Egypt, but you have wisdom within you. Your knowledge within you is higher than you think, it's greater than you think. And if you tap into that, whoa, power. I'm getting goosebumps. Like, you're really, really, really knowledgeable and wise, and you could do a lot of great good with that. With that knowledge, power 4. Is there anything else for power 4? Or maybe it's just about teaching people about these. Maybe you're a history teacher or a history professor or an archaeologist, and what you just do naturally is bring knowledge to the world, bring findings to the world. And this is just coming through that you can go deeper with your knowledge, you can go deeper with what you find and bring to the world. It doesn't have to be from what you've seen, it could also be from innately what you experience when you tap into it, whether through meditation or past life regression or dreams. Pay attention to your dreams, okay? Yeah. You know what I'm getting? I'm getting, oh, my voice. Oh my gosh. All right. I don't know what happened there, but I think I'm all right. All right. Um okay. Let me just say this last thing, but I think it's time for the reading to end. But I'm getting a scene where T'Challa was going underneath and they were burying him with the soil and they gave him the vibranium to drink. So I'm not saying all of you, but maybe when you take Okay, I'm only speaking specifically to those people who take like herbal medicine or edibles, or who's ever went on a trip on ayahuasca. Um, that kind of experience you get from that. You saw how on he traveled to that spiritual plane on that realm to meet his father. That's what I'm getting, is that you could do that not with, you don't even need ayahuasca, you don't even need mushrooms, you don't need all of that. You could do that on your own through meditation. Even in your dreams, I feel like you naturally jump between planes, you know? Maybe you astral travel a lot, and there's so much knowledge that you can get from doing that, and you could share with people. That's what's coming through. And I think I'm gonna end the reading because I'm stuttering and my voice ain't coming through properly, so I think I'm saying too much. I don't want to imprint on anyone, so Pal 3, this was your reading. Pal 4, maybe you go on to Pal 3. Pal 4, this was your reading. Okay, and thank you. Thank you for allowing me to tap into your energy. I really hope it resonated, and I hope that, you use your discernment. Again, you don't have to do what I say. Let your soul guide you. So let's see a different reading. Let me just quickly show you what it looked like. This is what your reading looked like. Because I kept talking more than I was writing, but yeah. I think you received two cards for a reason. We're all multi-dimensional, but like I think you have naturally the ability to tap into that back and forth, back and forth. Um, but thank you for this reading, and till I see a different one. Bye.